hear it. She'll hear it. All right. So we are talking about something that I'm certainly quite passionate about, as we were just discussing offline, and that is music broadly, and specifically the Choral Collective of Newport County. And we're joined by the collective's founder and artistic director, Elizabeth Woodhouse. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Bill.
So glad to do this. It's a time of year where music has really plays a huge role. And as a part of that, you're presenting a winter concert on Saturday, December 9th. It's going to be at 4 o'clock at the Calvary United Methodist Church, which is right there on Turner Road in Middletown. And it will feature three of your ensembles. Talk about this event that's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. It's always nice to have kind of a culminating event after all of our hard work over the course of the semester. So the Choral Collective has three different ensembles. And the thing that is true about all of them is that you don't need to audition to join any of them. And they are either free to participate in, or we have a sliding scale participation fee that's very reasonable. So just want to start with that because that's something that ties them all together. So you've got the Newport County Youth Chorus. That was our first set of programs that we started back in 2017. They're going to be singing on December 9th. And they are led by two fantastic team members of CCNC, Kristen Lafferty and Elise Felker. And that group is for students in grades 1 through 6. We have after school programs at the MLK Center, but though we've been at St. Paul's across the way while they're going under renovations. But MLK has been a home to us since the very beginning. And they're also actually rehearsing at Calvary United Methodist, where our concert's going to be. And those are free programs, as I've mentioned. And just if you've got a kid in those grades, we love to always welcome new singers. We've got the Aquidneck Singers, which is a teen and adult women's chorus. That group has over 55 members this fall, our biggest group yet. And we're singing two sets. One is called Journey Home, and that's featuring some spirituals, a traditional camp meeting song, an arrangement of that, which is gorgeous, called No Time. And then in our other set is called The Light in the Darkness. And we've got some beautiful pieces all about light and bringing the light, especially in dark times. And then finally, our newest ensemble that will be singing on December 9th is Chorus. Not spelled incorrectly, Quorus. It's queer chorus. It's the first LGBTQIA plus chorus in Newport. We started that group back in February of this year, and we're excited to be performing as part of this concert, our first winter concert altogether. And they're singing some familiar tunes. I'm sure the audience will be smiling, hearing what they've got to share. I'm not going to give it away, though. You have to come.
Exactly. Don't give it away. That's for sure. Let's get people out there. And so I'm
Yeah.
looking at the website right now, newportsings.org will give you all the information you need for this event that's coming up in just a really shockingly just now 9 days. If you're hearing this on release day, December 9th, from a programming standpoint, you've got a date on the calendar for 2024 coming up in May, which, believe me, as much as I love to slow time down, it's also something to look forward to when we get to May. Talk about some of the programming efforts that, by and large, you're either working on right now or what you'd like to see in terms of what you're able to offer the community.
Yeah. So what we try to do, the mission of CCNC is to provide opportunities for youth and adults to discover the joy and power of singing in community with others. And one thing that's been really important to us as from day one was responding to the interests and the needs of the community. So Chorus is a great example of that. That was an idea that someone in our community brought to me and said, is this something you'd be willing to lead and start? And I thought, yeah, this fits our mission beautifully. And we've had other programs as well that are not necessarily performance-based, but they are singing-based. In the spring of last year, we were able to partner with Creative Communities Collaborative, which is a group of Looking Upwards, and we did a month-long program with their community of people with disabilities and did a community sing with them every week. So we're finding ways that we can reach new people and reach new communities that maybe we're not already meeting and serving, and also making sure that it's something that they want and need. And, you know, of course, we believe very much that singing has the power to do that. It's such a healing activity. It's a time during our weeks where we can put down our phones, where we can connect with each other, contribute to something greater than us, which is giving our voice to something that then creates beautiful harmonies and just beautiful sounds. It gives me shivers every time I talk about it, because it really is so powerful, and something as simple as just singing, which everyone is able to do. Everyone has a voice, and we welcome everyone, whether you have experience or not, whether you've, you know, it's been a few years maybe since you sang last. We've got a place for you. And that's really important to us. We want to make sure that people feel welcomed and empowered. And in doing so, we strengthen our community. And hopefully at the end of it, we're spreading some joy.
There's a long-standing tradition of arts in Newport that goes back through at least indigenous times, if not perhaps the unknown eras before then. But certainly in the contemporary landscape, a lot of people think of music in Newport with respect to the folk and jazz festivals or the Newport Music Festival. But there's a huge, it's challenged by real estate and other things right now, that's for sure. But there's a huge grassroots local scene in Newport. Yeah. And that's not just the cover bands playing down on Thames Street. There's a sophisticated array of artists that including yourself, that are looking to sort of take music, take the arts to serve as a community connector.
Absolutely.
And talk about that moment right now. And, you know, just from a municipal leadership standpoint, I know Mayor Zai is very much on board with this. Yes, absolutely. It's a healing, it's a medicinal thing, the arts. It makes you smile, and it's a nice, in some cases, like you said, distraction from your phones, or really the phone would be the distraction, sort of return to roots. But it's also a community connector, and it's an economic development piece that all great cities have, and Newport needs to emphasize. Talk about that a little bit.
That's right. And that's something that I've been very conscious of from the very beginning, is this idea of connecting this rich tradition of music and the arts all year long, and making sure that those who are residents in our community, not just the tourists coming in, we appreciate them very much. And that's an important part of and reality of our community. But it's important to remember the residents and the people who are really building and keeping Newport alive throughout the year. And so really thinking about the people that we're able to kind of reach through this. And we know as Aquidneck Aquidneck Island folks, that even sometimes going from one end to the island to the other seems very far. And add a bridge to that, you know, is the Rhode Island, you know, way of going, oh my gosh. But what truly it is, especially coming out of COVID, we're finding that people really want to make those connections, be together, be in the same spaces with each other. And so from a week to week standpoint, that's really important. Right now on December 9th, we'll have close to 100 performers, which is really remarkable when you think about just the number of people who this is serving at this very moment, and the need for that. And then an audience, you know, their families and friends who are going to come and enjoy the music. You know, that could be 200 people. So in a space, you're sharing this very powerful music and energy and all the things that we've really been seeking. And it really, if we look around and take a moment in those special instances, we get to see, wow, this is my community of people. This is what we get behind. This is what we support. And that's beautiful. That's such an inspiring thing, I think, from a community standpoint. So absolutely. And the partnerships that we have created over the years and the ways that we are able to support each other, that's very unique in Newport, I think. Something I was struck with from the beginning was just how wonderfully supportive everyone has been. Other organizations, young and old, as organizations go, have been so supportive, and I'm just so grateful for that. So we have a special place. We get to make music, and a very receptive community.
Very much so. This is the Newport This Week video podcast series. I'm Bill Bartholomew. Remember, you can find each and every episode of this series on the Newport This Week YouTube page, or just go to newportthisweek.com and you'll find we've done one every week pretty much throughout the course of this year. And it's just been spectacular to highlight some of the exciting, interesting, important stuff that's happening on the ground in the community that we love. Elizabeth Woodhouse, Choral Collective of Newport County, newportsings.org. Great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.